Hello everyone, my name is Keven Winder and today's video is called Protest. Politics is a spinning carnival ride of partial truth, masquerading as if it's total truth. Its centrifugal force revolves around inflamed emotions and self-interests. The periphery accelerates by fear and hatred of the other, causing the dizzy and disoriented to willingly exchange truth for institutional propaganda. And political action is sold to us as a winnable war, which enlists us into a forced binary whereby a singular perspective pretends to be understanding. Under the disguise of making life better, we all agree that it's those people who stand in our way. We just can't see the principality controlling this ride. Folks, a protest is the delusion that immovable strongholds yield to our feelings. Once we're chained into the ride, our suffering is transferred by inflicting it upon others. We place our sentiments on signs and go about inebriated with revenge or hatred and fear. And the competing echo chambers on both sides are constantly gaining ammunition by the hypocrisy of the day or the decade or the centuries. It just never ends. We justify our evil motives and obscure our hatred within legislation. Protesters seek justice, not knowing what they seek. We ask for justice, but we don't receive. James says this is not the wisdom that comes down from above. This is earthly, unspiritual. It's demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice. That sounds familiar. So any protest which lands so far from loving our enemies means that we've already inhabited a living hell. We remain unforgiven because we refuse to forgive. The oppressed who seek relief end up oppressing, and around we go, plotting our next power acquisition while we forget humility. Folks, with the measure we judge, it is being measured right back. We sought justice. Well, behold, justice. Folks, our participation is the cause of decline, not its redemption. Oh, clever deceiver. The political centrifuge becomes a black hole from which light cannot exist. And lofty civilizations transform into rubble as we place our trust into man's way of thinking. A protest is a display of faith that our cold, deaf idol is somehow listening to us. And therefore, a protest pretends that this block of wood in our hands has within it power to do good or even do harm. A blind protester hits himself increasingly harder with the backhand of his own suffering. Empty trust has never felt so good, and hatred has never seemed so righteous. Here, drink more of the elixir. Everyone I know wishes this could end. And folks, I'm here to tell you, it can. Just stop protesting. Replace self-interest with the common good, and the polarities will diminish. But we live in such a stupor. Poverty of our souls has come on us like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man. Where are the guides who should know better? Why has wisdom left us? This wound, folks, cannot be healed by policy or candidates. There are colors our eyes cannot perceive and sounds beyond the range of our hearing. And folks, that means reality extends beyond our perceptions and our assumptions. And no one, not a single person, possesses the whole picture. What that means is that everyone on their very best day is only a partial believer. And what that means is that equity tells us that we've all fallen short. So escaping this crushing force of the gravitron requires that each of us move to the center. And true north tells the protester, put your sword back in its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Like a lamb led to the slaughter, Christ did not protest. No wonder so few can follow him.